Jesuitwood Days, and I am here with Miss Robin Cote. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. It's so good to see you, and congratulations on the show.
Thank you. Thank you. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Been a while,
Yes, it has.
but I'm glad that you're doing something really positive with everything that's been going on lately. It's
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you, Robin, the actress, author, on air personality. You've done a little bit of everything pretty much.
Yeah, but there's still a few things I have left to do before I kick off this planet.
Okay,
So
well,
I'm
we're not planning on
yeah,
you kicking off too soon.
not too soon. I've got plenty of time left.
You started working in television and music at age 11. Who or what inspired you to get into that industry?
I have no clue, to be honest with you. I just remember my first memory. I was 4 years old and I was locked in the bathroom. I don't know if anybody remembers those Play School record players, the plastic ones with
Uh-huh.
the curly Q microphone cord and the plastic records. I locked myself in the
You tell
bathroom.
them how old we are now.
Well,
Come
I
on.
know, I know, but I locked myself in the bathroom, and I remember my mom knocking on the door because I was locked in there. She goes, "You don't have to lock yourself in the bathroom to sing to your records." I said, "Mom, I'm not singing to my records. I'm playing DJ."
Oh,
So from that point, and then going into talking on a CB radio when I was, 7, 8, 9 years old, it was just something that became very natural for me to be part of the entertainment world. And I happened to live in Mesa. I grew up here in Arizona, and I just rode my bicycle past a movie set. And the guy comes up to me, and you would think today that'd be like creepy now if somebody did that. But some guy comes up and says, "Hey, want to be in a movie?" I look over and there's Kurt Russell. And I was a Disney kid. So I was like, "Oh my God, this is so cool." So I took it home, gave the guy, my parents, the permission slip, brought it back. And my first movie was Used Cars. So I
okay.
got to just, I was in the mindset, I guess, that, you when you're presented the opportunity,
You
if
take
it's
it.
safe,
You
go
take it.
for it. You just do
Right.
it. So that's kind of how, I don't know if
So
it
that
really,
was the mindset of that little 11-year-old?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was just, and I lived down the street from a couple of radio stations. So on my way to school, I would stop over there and see the morning guy out there being a little weird and wacky. And here's this little kid like going into the mosh pit of adults. "What are you doing up there?" And the guy shoved the microphone in my face. We're live on the air, and I'm bit. And I mean, I just put myself in situations that seemed interesting because
Uh,
as children, we're very curious. And, my home life wasn't perfect. So I was always looking for that adventure outside.
right,
And
right.
that's how I managed to,
And that's what most kids do.
yeah,
Yeah, we're
yeah,
just looking to have fun.
right. And that's
I
what I
still
did.
like to have fun.
Absolutely. We're not done yet.
You've been in the industry in this genre of work for quite a long time. What keeps you there?
I think it's the people, it's the interesting stories. And, being in radio for over 30 years and then for the last 4 years doing podcast producing and,
Mhm.
and starting my own, I've learned so much from people
Right.
because there's so many people who have stories to tell. And you've had several on your show that have written books and have talked about their
Sure,
stories,
sure.
but they're not given a platform to really tell their stories. And the reason why I like to do podcasting is because I get to learn so much. I produce 30 to 50 shows every week, and I'm hearing things from all different walks of life,
Hmm.
and you get to learn. And we're never told to learn. I've always believed that until you're 6 feet under, you can learn something new every day. So I
Yeah.
immerse myself in what happens daily with other people because then I get to see what humanity is all
Yeah.
about. Because even with the craziness that's going on in the world sometimes, if we just sit down and we listen to people or have a conversation, we're going to learn a lot more by that.
Right,
And that's
right.
kind of what's kept me in the field of communication and the entertainment industry. There's just people
So
with
you're
heart and passion.
so you enjoy the people.
I
And
believe so,
you
yeah.
know what, if you think about it, we say, "Oh, I have this issue or this problem going on." We think that we're the only one with that problem,
And we're not.
and we're not the only one. So
No.
by you sharing your story, it helps others to realize that, I'm not the only one that's going through this.
Right. And it's scary because you feel like you're alone.
Right.
And, as one of your prior guests was talking about, we get caught up in the likes and
Mm.
wanting to know if what we're doing is actually working. And he has the same philosophy I
Mm.
do. It doesn't matter how many people you think may be seeing it and responding to it. There are some that are seeing it that are not going to respond to it.
Right.
but deep down inside, they're resonating with what you're saying.
That's true.
And then they're able to find their way, because we never know if what we're writing or saying is going to be an instruction manual for someone
Right.
else to find their way to healing, or even to find their
Right.
voice.
You never really know who you're healing out there.
No.
Just long as you're putting the information out there and being transparent,
Right.
that's what matters.
That's important.
Because you know what? I don't need anyone to come to me and say, "Hey, Kathy, you helped me with this."
No, but
I don't
you
need.
are such a huge inspiration. And I'm just
Oh.
going to say that because, people with curves, we have a hard
What you
time.
trying to say? No.
No, we have a hard time with trying to figure out how to be comfortable in our own bodies.
Yes.
And seeing how you exemplify that and just show that confidence, that helps other women and even young girls, because that's where it all starts.
Right.
Let's just call it what it is. It all starts from a very young age, when we're overly critical of not just ourselves, but the judgment of others.
Right.
And by you putting that out there, it's such a positive reinforcement that helps women like myself.
And with you being in media, that helps as well.
Yes.
To show young ladies that it doesn't matter your size, you can
Right.
still do whatever you want in life, whatever
Yes.
that purpose is. Doesn't matter what size you are.
This is the only thing that limits you, is your mindset.
That is true. Tell us one of your most memorable moments on air.
Well, aside from interviewing everybody possible,
Only one.
I would have to say probably, and this may be a trigger for some people, but 9/11. Just being on the air that day was so amazing, because we spent 4 hours having the listeners call in, and we spent hours letting them express how they were feeling about what was happening that day.
Right.
And even though we weren't in New York, we were in Arizona, there were so many of us that were touched.
We felt
Yes.
it
Yes.
all over.
And that to me
Yes.
was one of the most powerful pinnacle moments in my 34-year broadcasting career, is just being able to give a place for someone to say, I can't believe what I just saw. I don't know how to handle it. Well, let's talk about it.
Right. And during that time, everyone can tell you where they were that day.
Right.
I was at work.
Yeah, I was too. It was just a crazy day with everything going on, but it felt really good to be able to give people a safe space
Right.
to express what they were feeling. So out of all my career, I would say that's probably my most favorite moment.
Out of all that you do you have a preference?
Wow. I think writing is probably my biggest thing, only because it's very cathartic. Therapy never worked for me, because I was always giving therapy back to the people who were asking questions. So I was one of the unlucky ones with that, but I felt writing, journaling, and being able to express things. And, in radio, you're talking about like a Whopper, you have to describe it
Right.
so that people get hungry. So in writing, it's my way to be able to purge everything. I can cry, I can scream, I can yell, I can swear, I can make a difference. I can get people to go, yeah, I know how she's feeling, because I've been there too. And I think writing is probably my strongest thing, just because it is so cathartic.
Okay. Well, you brought some media for us today, right?
I sure
So
did.
we're going to take a look at that clip.
It's time to get real with Robin. Join veteran broadcaster Robin Cote and her co-hosts, known as The Collective, as they delve into subject matters that most are afraid to talk about, but need to hear. And now, get ready to get real.
So for 4.5 years, Get Real with Robin was put on the back burner until just almost 2 years ago. And it became a platform for people to come on. And you talk about tragedy, but then you talk about triumph. You talk about survival and thriving. And it's real people that share their
Right.
real stories.
Right.
And that's why it's called Get Real.
So you brought some photos also with you today for us to take a look at.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a look at those, and you can tell us what each one of them.
Well, that's just me being a ham in the studio, and somebody happened to capture me, and I don't like having my picture taken.
That's
So
a very nice picture of you.
I got to play Metallica on a home improvement show, which was
Oh.
kind of really cool for me to do, because I'm a rocker. So
Okay, we have one.
And that is the first book, Victim No More, that was originally released in 2015, and the second edition came out in 2017.
Okay.
And that one is My Heart and Soul, Soul Stirrings, that was just released last March, and the audiobook
Okay.
just came out as well.
Awesome.
That was a tough journey because that one chronicles, I write about real life stuff. So that one chronicles being a widow, it chronicles loss, it chronicles my husband's fight with cancer.
Okay. And you brought one of your books in today,
Yeah.
Soul Stirrings.
Yeah, and it's
Just
funny.
give us a quick snippet.
It's funny, it's heartbreaking, it's beautiful. It's a story of a widow's journey through love and loss. And then also it shows everybody that even when our loved ones leave us physically, they're not gone completely. I have an ability to connect with people who have passed away, and I believe we all do. But there are so many things that get in the way of that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I lost my husband 20 years ago, knowing that he was still with me made it a little bit easier to get through each day. And I feel so blessed that I understand that people can still stay with us. And it's basically a journey to let you know, look for the signs. They'll always be with you, and they're not going to be gone forever. And you will see them again, and you may still see them right now.
Right. So do you have any new projects coming up, Robin?
Just continuing to bring amazing people on Get Real and share their stories. And just started working on book number 3. So I'm hoping, I'm not a structured writer. The first one took 30 years. The second one took a while as well.
Wow.
So hopefully that'll be out by next year. We'll see how that goes. But other than that, I'm just going to keep living life and enjoying it.
So you have a blueprint for the third one already?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I write about real life stuff. So it's just basically the binge and purge system with what goes on. And then I just am able to process things and put it down and to help other people. And as you know, we were just involved in a joint project with Diane and the book that we did From Us for You.
Yes.
And your chapter was pretty amazing.
Thank you.
So, with all of us writers doing that kind of stuff, we're putting our heart and souls into that project to put out to the world. So that's what writing does for me.
Where can our audience find you?
Very easy. I'm all over social media, or you can just go to robincote.com. That's ROBINCOTE.com.
Awesome. Do you have a website? Where can they purchase your books at?
Everything's available on Amazon, which makes it easy. And for Get Real with Robin, it's across most of your platforms that you can listen to podcasts.
Okay. Thank you for joining us today. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Kathy. It's a pleasure to see you.
And thank you for joining us here on Desertwood Days, and we look forward to seeing you next time.